once asked a marriage coach, how do I create that person of my dreams that I want? He said to that person, take out the pen and paper and write down all the things you want in a spouse and be those things. It's that simple, right? And now, I know your brain will be telling you, what are those things that I will write down? Or what are those things that I want in a spouse that I have to write down? Well, that will be our discussion for today. We'll be talking about how to attract a good spouse into your life this 2025. So stay with us. So sister, as a marriage coach, what would you advise a person who wants to get married, who wishes to get married? How would you advise that person to choose a spouse?
Well, this question is one that bothers a lot of young people. You hear people saying, auntie or sister or whatever, please, I'm looking for a wife, I'm looking for a husband, and I've not been lucky, and I've been praying. But just like your opening statement, you said, write down the list of all the qualities you want in your intended spouse and be that person. I think that's the underlying factor. That whatever it is you want to attract, whatever kind of spouse you want to attract, you yourself, you need to come correct. These days, nobody wants to settle for less. Nobody wants to marry who they are not comfortable with, or who doesn't have the kind of qualities they have. So you yourself have to come correct yourself. Just the way we say, even for married people, that be the change you want to be. You be the ideal spouse that you are hoping that other person will be, which will mean that you have to develop yourself and grow to present the best version of yourself. You will need to really work on your own self-development, not just in terms of personal skills and things like that. Also spiritually, emotional intelligence, all have to come to play for you to be able to attract the kind of spouse that you are looking for.
Yes, and you're very right there, because you see a lot of most ladies, especially in the ladies' part, they always want a ready-made man, a man that has everything. They don't want to suffer. They will tell you, my parents have suffered enough in the house of my father. My mother suffered, or my father suffered in the house of my mother just because he lost his job. So I really want to do this. I really want to do that. Or I don't want this, or I don't want that. Sometimes you don't use a past to actually judge the present, because our mothers those days, you can't compare them, they are just the way they run their marriage to how the Gen Zs of these days, the 21st centuries, run their own marriage. So you yourself, you have to develop yourself, because we are in the 21st century and it's a technology age. Gone are those days where a man will just he doesn't care if a woman has something or not, or a woman doesn't care if a man has money or is stinkingly rich or not. They just, sometimes they won't just Basira or Halima, see the husband you are going to marry, see the man you are see the man you are going to get married to, see the woman you are going to get married to. Me and your mother, we've kept you people, me and his mother, we have kept you people from when you people were growing up, so we've protected you, and you can't say no. That's all.
So things are radically different now.
Yes,
we can't live based on the trauma of the past. A lot of people, either for positive or for negative, they allow what they saw in their parents' marriage to influence whoever it is that they are going to marry. But that's not a correct way of looking at it. It's for you to analyze what are those things that you want to see in a spouse, and as much as possible. For me, I will start with God first, of course. In Islam, we talk about doing istihara, and the Prophet ﷺ himself advised us that people marry for different reasons, for wealth, for lineage, for beauty, but he's advising us to marry for piety. But in doing that, you also have to consider the character. Because there are too many sad stories of people who got married thinking that they were on the same religious wavelength, and at the end of the day, turned out to have a totally different character. So you want a family-oriented person, marry that kind of person. Some men deeply want a stay-at-home wife, a domestic wife, somebody that is homely, extremely submissive and all that, and they go chasing a career woman, somebody that is obvious that look, she's going to want to you know, she's going to want to grow in her career.
Yes.
And then they start to have problems immediately after the marriage because she wants to pursue her career and you are saying, no, that's not what I want in a wife.
Yes.
The issue is whatever it is you want, go for it. Go for it. Don't be influenced by, oh, because they said this person is a successful this and that,
Yes.
or because she's beautiful, she will look good when I go out with her to parties and things like that. Then you marry somebody that does not really align with the kind of values that you want for yourself. So spiritually, you have to develop your connection with God and seek God's help.
Yes.
Seek God's help. It's not, and be sincere when you are seeking God's help, because some people, they already have something in their mind or somebody in their mind that they really want, and then they say that they are doing this to her, they are asking Allah to help them choose, but they are already fixated, so they see red flags and they refuse to take caution. So spiritually, then emotionally too. Emotional intelligence is key. Part of the reason why marriages are crashing every day in this century is the fact that a lot of people are not emotionally mature. We are being influenced by so many negative factors all around us, you know, the kind of even content we consume, a lot of negativities that are going on is affecting our marriages.
Exactly.
So somebody has to be emotionally mature to know that marriage is not a bed of roses. It is going to come with its own challenges, because these are two people from different backgrounds. So before you ever get into marriage, develop your emotional intelligence, grow it the way you are growing your own personal development skills. And then they always talk about bringing something to the table. I don't want to see it only from the financial lens, but you need to have something that you are doing, you know, so that you get into marriage not being a liability, but a very useful asset
to your partner,
and to your family, the family you are hoping to bring up. So have something doing. Don't marry because you are looking for a free ATM card that is going to supply all your financial needs, which is the mistake a lot of young girls make, and what many men are complaining about, that the minute you tell a girl you are interested in her, all of a sudden her rent is
over, her rent has expired,
her phone is spoiled,
her gas is finished,
she needs airtime, she needs
within
data.
24 hours
you have suddenly become the provider, which will pursue him away. So if you want to attract a good spouse, don't make the person as if, okay, just because now you are interested in me, all of a sudden you take all my responsibilities. No. Before that person came, you were already surviving. And the same thing for men too. You that you want to marry somebody doesn't mean that all of a sudden you now want her to be at your beck and call, coming to your house, coming to cook for you, this and that. No, your values matter. And whatever your values are, don't compromise it. Don't compromise it. The mistake a lot of people make before choosing the spouse, or in the process of choosing spouse, is to compromise their values because they are in love, which is why I talked about being emotionally mature. Don't allow emotions to rule you, or because you are blindly in love, you see red flags, you overcome it, overlook it, and later this thing come out as problem. So don't compromise your values. If you are somebody who abhors, everybody should abhor premarital sex and things like that, and somebody is pushing you just because you say you want to marry, they say they want to marry you, stick to it so that you'll be very well respected even in the marriage.
So talking about maybe sticking to your values and all that, so another way you can attract a good spouse into your life is for you to be true to yourself. Okay, you look around you and you tell yourself that, okay, yes, I'm ready to settle down. Communicate that to the people around you, communicate that to your environment, communicate that with your way of life, with actions. Tell yourself, okay, this is what, not that you will be there playing games with ladies or playing games with guys, not being, you know, like what they call these runs. That's a popular name, they call it runs, and then you tell yourself that you want to settle down.
Nobody will take you
serious. When you take yourself serious and they see it in you, the way you carry yourself, the way you know, even the way you talk, people will just know that, yeah, this person is really true. Yes, is really, like they said, become somebody that is worth finding. When you become that person, you find yourself being attracted to so many people that you won't be the one to have problem with making a choice at the end of the day. And you know, when you become that person, you find yourself interesting to a lot of people too. So that's another thing again that I see is, let's go to the domestic aspect. Now, you as a man, you tell yourself you want a submissive wife, fine. And I was made to understand that it's only a woman. A man cannot be submissive to a woman. It's only a woman that is expected to be submissive to a man. You that want a woman to be submissive to to you. You yourself, who are you? Are you worthy of that submissiveness? You know, you should ask yourself. So if you want that, make yourself worthy of it. Not being a deceitful person, you're not trustworthy, and you expect your woman to be submissive to you. There's no if you don't create that environment, that's will be very difficult to work in that marriage. So
Also, in attracting the right
yeah,
spouse, the both sides should realize that they are coming together to form a family. They are
yeah,
not going to be an island living on their own, and so should involve family. Being family oriented is very important. A lot of people run into problem when they want to do it solo. For some reason or the other, they don't allow their family to be involved in the process of selection. We know that in the past there used to be arranged marriages, and then they turn out to be loveless marriages. They don't love each other. Their families just, but despite the fact that being in love, knowing each other properly is important, you must involve family in the process of selection, because you are going to attract the wrong people if you make it look as if just on your own, you are doing everything on your own, and nobody is going to even investigate the characters of whoever it is you want to marry,
yes,
or that you come from a bad family, or you present your background in a bad light. Then it will make some people feel as if, oh, they are even rescuing you, they are assisting you, they are just pitying you to help you because of whatever negative background you presented of yourself that you have. So particularly for ladies,
yeah,
involve family in the process, allow people that are wiser, older than you, to help you to check out whoever it is that you want to marry,
right,
so that all those qualities will be well assessed. They can help you find out if the person has some negative history, if the person has some characters that are not compatible with yours.
yes,
So that is also very important, involving
yes.
other people in the process.
And another important way to attract a good spouse in your life is for you to learn to accept people around you, especially your in-laws. Don't be that lady that will tell yourself that I don't want to get married to a man whose mother is still alive.
Don't have to die before you marry.
You know, any man who hears that, who hears you saying that, will never come close to you. I mean, how can you wish his mom to die and then you want him to come and pay your bride price and put in his house as his wife? It's not possible. Learn to love. Learn to accept people around you. Love the people around you. Learn to be free with people around you. Because if you keep being uptight, there's no way you can attract good spouse in your life. If you keep being, some people are really like extremely introverts, I would say. They don't like going out.
Or associating with people.
Yes, associating with people. They don't like that. And yet they're looking for spouse. A spouse will not come into the house to come and husband will not come into your house to find you.
You have to make the effort to even put yourself out there in a good way, not in bad gatherings or in places where immoralities are going on, but even to ensure that you make yourself presentable as a wife or a husband material, or the kind of person that another person would desire to have as a life partner.
Exactly.
Be that kind person, be that nice husband, or that wife that takes care of herself, and that is homely, that will be able to bring up good children. That the kind of vibes you put out. Sometimes for ladies, for instance, if you put out this feminist, I don't need a man kind of vibe, it will drive people away, and you keep wondering, why am I 37 and I'm not married and things like that. It's probably because of the attitude you are putting up. Or a man that plays around, he's seen with every woman or loose women up and down, he's all over town, and you want any girl to want to settle down with you. Of course, she would not want to have all those kind of insecurities around you. So put yourself out as the kind of person that anybody will be attracted to marry.
Exactly. So this brings me to one particular point that's really burning. Like, do you know that things that have happened in the past, like in the 60s, during our let me not use forefather, during our mother's days, our parents' time, where they are known to be this very outrightly submissive to their husband, to the extent that even if they want to feed their husband, or they want to feed their husband, they will give him food, they will kneel down and give the husband even water to drink. So now, you as the son of the house, growing up to see that, you have this mentality that, okay, this is the kind of wife I want to marry, even bringing it to the 21st century where you know that things have changed. Yes, they say principles cannot change, but methods change. Even if you want that, you shouldn't want exactly, even if you want a submissive wife, you shouldn't want exactly how your mother was submissive to your father in the 60s. Don't expect
things to be that way.
So if you have that mentality that it has to be that way, I'm sorry, it will be very difficult for you to you know, to get that kind of a spouse in this 21st century. So you have to unlearn from that mentality to be able to attract a good spouse in your life. So I hope these points or these tips make sense to some people out there, especially the singles who are yet to get a spouse. Because when you ask a man these days, I ask somebody, why are you not married up till now? You tell you you're still waiting for the right, but he has not found love. Like,
for Mrs.
I don't understand. You're still
Mr.
waiting for the right man. How? You're still waiting for the right woman. How? What do you want from that right man? So I hope you see this video and it makes sense to you so that you settle down. I'm sure you know yourself out there. So if you like this video, as usual, please click the like button and subscribe to our channel as well. And if you have any opinion to chip in, please drop it at the comment section of this video. And I say bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.